Okay, welcome in. I'm going to be reviewing Saturday's and Sunday's action from the National Hockey League. There were a total of 10 games on Saturday. So let's, as usual, dive in. The first game wasn't the first game on the Saturday schedule, but because I follow the Montreal Canadiens, they're my team, they're always going to appear as the team that plays on the very top. So they were continuing their Western road trip. This time they were in Calgary taking on the Flames. Just one goal to report. That would be Joel Farabee. He got his 11th goal of the season from Michael Backlund and Mackenzie Weegar, 16:21 of the second period. Okay, so just that one goal to report. So Farabee got the game-winning goal. The Flames would shut out the Canadiens 1-0. Next game took place in Ottawa as the Senators played host to the New York Rangers. Carson Soucy, one of the newest members of the Rangers after being traded from the Vancouver Canucks. I know you're very sad.
It looks so weird.
I know. Would open up the scoring for the Rangers, getting his fourth of the year from Panarin and Trocheck, 8:37 of the first period. Mika Zibanejad would get his 14th of the year from JT Miller and William Cooley, 3:55 of the second, increasing the lead to 2-0. Did you want to do the Sens?
Brady Tkachuk got his 25th goal from Jensen, 4 minutes and 6 seconds in the second.
Tammy Panarin would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his 27th goal of the year from Brodzinski and Keandre Miller, 7:08 of the third.
Ridley Greg got his 10th goal from Cousins and Chabot, 10 minutes and 16 seconds in the third. Michael Amino would get his 7th goal from Perrin, 17 minutes and 8 seconds in the third.
The game would need to go to overtime, and
Brady Tkachuk would get his 26th goal from Stützle, 33 seconds in overtime.
So a huge win for the Ottawa Senators, defeating the Rangers 4-3. Next game took place in Philadelphia as the Flyers played host to the Seattle Kraken. Do you want to do the Flyers?
Owen Tippett would get his 19th goal from Michkov and
Sean Couturier.
19 minutes and 28 seconds in the first.
So just 32 seconds in the first period, the Flyers had a 1-0 lead. Over halfway through the second, Ty Carty would tie the game up at 1, getting his 4th of the year from Vince Dunn, 10:11 of the second period. Matty Beniers would break the tie with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go in the second, getting his 15th of the year from Ryan Evans and Adam Larson. Chandler Stevenson would score with 22 seconds to go in the game, increasing the lead to 3-1 as the Flyers did pull their goalie. For Stevenson, that'd be his 11th goal of the season, shorthanded. And then Brandon Montour scored 3 minutes and 55 seconds into the third, getting his 13th of the year from Matty Beniers. So the Kraken would win 4-1. I'll show you the game-winning goal, which would have been from Matty Beniers. So the Kraken would win 4-1. The next game took place in Boston as the next game took place in Tampa Bay. My bad. As the Lightning played host to the Boston Bruins. Did you want to cover the Lightning on this one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sounds good. So Cole Koepke would open up the scoring for the Bruins in the second period, getting his 8th of the season unassisted, 10:32 of the second frame.
Pause.
Yeah.
Trying a long pass, blocked by Middlestat, has him coming. Now low, backhand.
So that would end up being the game-winning goal. I'll still go over the rest of the goals. Mark Kastelik would increase the lead to 2-0, 13-16 of the third, getting his 5th of the year from Paul Brown and Ian Mitchell. Hey, we got the same first name. The Lightning were down by 2 with over 5 minutes in the game left. That's crazy. Pulling your goal with 5 minutes to go. Nikita Zadorov would get an empty net goal from John Beecher, 14:52 of the third. And then Cole Koepke would get his second goal of the game with 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go, getting his 9th of the year from Pasternak and Casey Middlestad, who played his first game since being traded from the Avs.
Who's Pasternak not going to have now since Bergeron is in Florida?
Well, he's going to have to find somebody. So we went from 1-4-0 game to another 4-0 game, all in the Atlantic Division.
I'll cover the 4-0.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
So
AJ Greer with a 6 goal from
Schmidt
and Kulikov, 7 minutes and 20 seconds in the first. Yeah.
So you only see part of that goal. I've tried playing that about 5 times. It's just blurry the entire time. So anyway, so the Florida had a 1-0 lead.
Carter Verhaeghe would get a 17th goal from Murkoff and Ekblad. 9 minutes and 32 seconds in the second. And Ted Lundell would get his 15th goal from
Schmidt
and Boakfist. 17 minutes and 9 seconds in the second. Sam Bennett would get his 20th goal, an empty net goal, from Reinhardt and Mikola. 19 minutes and 26 seconds in the third.
So the Panthers would shut out the Sabres 4-0.
How about you do with Maple Leafs?
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Valerie
Nichushkin
would get his 13th goal from Lindgren and Manson. 56 seconds in the first.
Mitch Marner would tie the game up in the first, getting his 20th of the year from Matthew Nyes and Austin Matthews. 3:04 of the first period.
Valerie Nichushkin would get another goal. His 14th goal from Nelson and Malinsky. 6 minutes and 8 seconds in the first.
John Tavares would tie the game up at 12:51 of the first, getting his 25th of the year, assisted by William Nylander. Mitch Marner would get his second goal of the game, giving the Leafs a 3-2 lead, his 21st of the year from Bobby McMahon and Austin Matthews, 16:04 of the first. John Tavares would get his second goal of the game. So both Tavares and Marner got 2 goals apiece in the second, getting his 26th of the season on the power play from Austin Matthews and William Nylander. 12:45 of the second period.
Joe
Kiviranta
would get his 13th goal from Colton and Malinsky. 15 minutes and 11 seconds in the second. Jonathan Drouin would get his 9th goal from Coyle and Colton. 11 minutes and 55 seconds in the third. Nathan McKinnon would get his 26th goal, power play goal, from Nietzsche and Taves. 50 minutes and 45 seconds in the third.
So a nice little snapshot or wrist shot, whatever you want to call it.
Now let's do on. Valerie
Nichushkin
would get his 15th. Wait. Is he?
It's a hat trick.
Oh, he got a hat trick. Good job for you. His 15th goal, an empty net goal from Lehkonen and Makar. 18 minutes and 6 seconds in the third. Nathan McKinnon would get his second goal. 27th. An empty net goal from Nichushkin. 19 minutes and 7 seconds in the third.
Ooh, so a 7-4 game. All right, next game took place in the Central Division as we had the Nashville Predators playing host to the Chicago Blackhawks.
I'll do the Predators.
You'll do the Predators? Okay.
Yeah.
So Alex Vlasic would kick things off in the second period, getting his 3rd goal of the year from Connor Bedard and Kobe Dock. 1 minute and 56 seconds of the second.
Steven Stamkos would get his 19th goal. Power play goal from
Marchessault
and Blankenberg. 2 minutes and 36 seconds in the second. Steven Stamkos would get his second goal. His 20th goal from O'Reilly. It's 12 minutes and 20 seconds in the second.
Billy McCabe would tie the game up at 2, getting his 14th of the year from Ryan Donato and Connor Murphy. 12:22 of the third period.
Steven Stamkos would get his 21st goal. Wait, did he get a hat trick?
Yep.
Oh, good job for you.
All 3 goals.
From Sveshkov and Stastny. Stastny, 2 minutes and 39 seconds in overtime.
So Stamkos got all 3 goals for the Predators, right?
Yeah.
Good for him. All right, now we're off to Los Angeles as the Kings played host to the St. Louis Blues. Do you want to do St. Louis on this one?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like Kopitar would kick things off for LA in the first, getting his 15th of the year from Drew Doughty and Mikey Anderson, 14:35 of the first.
Nick Liddy would get his first goal from Neighbors and Bulldog. 4 minutes and 16 seconds in the third.
In overtime, Quinton Byfield would get his 13th of the year from Adrian Kempe, just 27 seconds into the overtime frame.
Double teamed, and Byfield with it. Byfield to the net. Byfield shoots.
So off the post and in, so the Los Angeles Kings would win by a final score of 2-1. Ooh, a high-scoring game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Which team do you want to pick?
I'll do Dallas.
Okay.
Wyatt Johnston with his 24th goal. Power play goal from Robertson and Ranson. 5 minutes and 48 seconds in the first.
Zach Hyman would tie the game up at 6 minutes and 12 seconds of the first, getting his 21st goal of the year from Connor McDavid and Darnell Nurse.
Just spoilers, there's going to be like a lot of reading.
It's going to be a what?
There's going to be a lot of reading for you.
A lot of reading for me?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Hyman would get his second goal of the game, his 22nd of the year, assisted by Jake Wallman, who got his first assist as an Edmonton Oiler, 12:26 of the first. Victor Robertson would increase the lead to 3-1 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go, getting his 8th of the year, assist by Evan Bouchard and Leon Draisaitl. Connor McDavid would increase the lead to 4-1, getting his 24th of the year from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman, 5 minutes and 20 seconds of the second period. Connor Brown would increase the lead to 5-1 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, getting his 8th goal of the season unassisted. So the Oilers had a 5-1 lead late in the second period.
Mikko Rantanen with his 28th goal. Power play goal from Duchesne and Hurley. 5 minutes and 6 seconds in the third.
Before you continue, sorry, that was his first goal as a member of the Dallas Stars. Anyways, go ahead.
Jamie Benn would get 16th goal from Dadonov and CC. 5 minutes and 17 seconds in the third. Matthew Dumba would get his first goal from Marchment and Grenland. 9 minutes and 18 seconds in the third.
So the Oilers almost blew a 5-1 lead. So I'm going to scroll back, and I'll play the game-winning goal by Connor Brown. So it was essentially an own goal would be the game-winning goal. And the last game from Saturday took place in San Jose as the Sharks played against the New York Islanders. Who do you want to
San Jose.
You do San Jose? Okay, so Anthony Duclair ironically scored against his former team, getting his 6th goal of the season on the power play from Holmstrom and Dobson, 10 minutes and 43 seconds of the first. Jean-Gabriel Pajot would increase the lead to 2-0, getting his 12th of the year from Dobson and Alec Palesh, 19:21 of the first. Nikolai Kovalenko.
Kovalenko would get 6th goal. A power play goal from...
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. I don't know. And then, okay, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Mukamadulin. Let's try that.
Mukamadulin and Celebrini. 6 minutes and 27 seconds in the second.
Anders Lee would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his 24th goal of the year from Holmstrom and Pajot, 1:13 of the third. Adam Boqvist would increase the lead to 4-1, getting his 4th of the season on the power play from Pajot and Tony DeAngelo, 3:51 of the third.
Will Smith would get his 12th goal, power play goal from Celebrini and Wimberg, 18 minutes and 33 seconds in the third.
So the game-winning goal would have been by Anders Lee of the New York Islanders. So that takes care of Saturday's action from the National Hockey League. Now we'll take a look at Sunday's games and see how many we had. So we had a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on Sunday. So a busy weekend to say in the NHL.
Okay.
You want to kick things off?
Sure.
Okay.
Cody Glass with his 5th goal from Mason Luke Hughes, 11 minutes and 10 seconds in the first. Eric Holla would get a 6th goal from Kovacevic and Dillon, 5 minutes and 39 seconds in the second.
Jamie Drysdale would finally put the Flyers on the board with under 5 minutes to go in the game, getting his 4th of the year from Konechny and Forster.
Dawson Mercer would get his 15th goal, power play goal, and empty net goal from Eric Holla and Palat. 19 minutes and 42 seconds in the third.
So therefore, the game-winning goal would have came off of Eric Hollis' stick, who made it 2-0 in the second period. So despite the fact that the Devils are out with Jack Hughes, they seem to still be getting a win, which is very crucial this late in the year. So the Washington Capitals played host to the Seattle Kraken. Shane Wright kicked things off for the Kraken in the first, getting his 15th of the year from Burakovsky and Adam Larson, 12:37 of the first period. Martin Verhaeghe would tie the game up at 1, just 35 seconds into the second, getting his 4th of the year from Protas and McMichael. Dylan Strome would give the Capitals their first lead of the night, his 19th of the year, from Rasmus Sandin and John Carlson, 2:51 of the second period. Jordan Eberle would tie the game up at 2, getting his 7th of the year from Stevenson and Tolvanen, 7:23 of the third. Connor McMichael would end up getting the game-winning goal, his 23rd of the year from John Carlson and Jacob Chechurkin, with 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third. And Alex Ovechkin with his 33rd goal of the year from Tom Wilson and Nick Dowd, with 1 minute and 29 seconds to go. I'm pretty sure he's less than 10 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record. So I will scroll back and we'll take a look at Connor McMichael's game-winning goal.
Back to the point. Slot pass. Pretty one. Cross and fire. Deflected. Goal!
So the Capitals would win 4-2. Next game took place in Minnesota as the Penguins played against the Wild. Evgeny Malkin kicked things off for the Penguins in the first, getting a power play goal from Chris Letang and Matt Grizzlejic, 15:22 of the second frame. Sidney Crosby would score, getting his 20th goal of the year from Erik Karlsson and Rickard Rakell, 9:21 of the third period, giving the Pittsburgh Penguins a 2-0 lead. Ryan Hartman would finally get the Wild on the board, I should say, getting a power play goal, his 8th of the year from Spurgeon and Marcus Johansson, with 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go on the clock. And then Crosby would get an empty net goal from Tristan Jarry, his 21st of the year, and that goal happened with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go in the game, so the Penguins would win 3-1. But we'll take a look at Crosby's game-winning goal in the third. Okay, so I'm going to put a pause on that. I've tried uploading that, or tried playing that clip, and it's just not working out for some reason. So I might just go the rest of the video, just talk about who scores, and this way I'll have enough time to take a look at the standings. So the Hurricanes played a host to the Winnipeg Jets. I know this would be an absolute long shot, but this ended up being like the Cup final. That would be unreal, but it's very unlikely. So Mark Jankowski would open up the scoring for the Hurricanes, scoring on his new team, getting his 5th of the season, assisted by Morrow, 18:05 of the first. He would score again, getting his 2nd goal of the game, his 6th of the season, Roslovic and Eddie Robinson, 5:21 of the second period. Logan Stankoven, a new member of the Carolina Hurricanes, would score, getting his 10th of the year from Shane Gostisbehere and Sebastian Aho, 2:34 of the third. Alex Iafallo would finally put Winnipeg on the board late in the third, getting his 10th of the season unassisted, 17:14 of the third. The Jets were down 3-1. They were trying to tie the game up. They were not able to. Seth Jarvis would get the empty net goal, his 25th of the year, from Martin Nook and Jordan Stahl. And Adam Lowry would score with 52 seconds to go, cutting the lead in half unassisted, his 14th of the year. So the Jets would drop this one 4-2. The New York Rangers played host to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this ended up being like a football score. Justin Danforth would kick things off for the Blue Jackets in the first, 5 minutes and 56 seconds. For Danforth, that'd be his 7th goal of the year, assisted by Zach Werenski. Artemi Panarin would tie the game up at 1, getting his 28th of the year from Alex Lafreniere and Vincent Trocheck, with 29 seconds to go in the first. Adam Fantilli would give the Blue Jackets a 2-1 lead, his 19th of the year from Voronikov, 3:07 of the second period. He would score again, getting his 2nd goal of the game, his 20th of the year from Voronikov, 3:33 of the second. Brandon Schneider would cut the lead to 3-2, getting his 4th goal of the season, shorthanded from Trocheck and Zibanejad. Chris Kreider would tie the game up at 3, getting his 18th of the year, shorthanded as well, assisted by Mika Zibanejad, 7:36 of the second. Mathieu Olivier would end up getting the game-winning goal, his 14th of the year, and I did not mean to press that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll let it play, but I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, Olivier would end up getting the game-winning goal, even though you can barely see it on the screen. Getting his 13th of the year from Morensky and Danton Fabro, 17:03 of the second frame. Speaking of Dante Fabro, he would get on the goal scorer sheet himself, getting his 5th of the year from Corrali and James Van Riemsdyk. With a minute and 13 seconds to go in the second, the Blue Jackets had a 5-3 lead. Kent Johnson would double up the lead to 6-3, getting his 21st of the year from Mathieu Olivier and Boone Jenner, 10-17 of the third. And then Adam Fantilli would get a hat trick, his 21st of the year from Marchenko and Severson. That goal happened 11:51 of the third. So, like I said at the start, the Blue Jackets would win 7-3. All right, now we're off to the Pacific Division, as we had the Vegas Golden Knights and the Los Angeles Kings, two of the top 3 teams in that division, respectively. Anze Kopitar would kick things off for the Kings in the first, getting his 16th of the year, assisted by Edmondson and Clark. Speaking of Brand Clark, he'd get on the goal scorer sheet himself with a minute and 31 seconds to go. He would get his 5th of the year from Kempe and Edmondson. Quinton Byfield, who had the game-winning goal just the night before, would get his 14th of the year from Kevin Fiala and Alex Lafreniere, 1:56 of the second. Nick Waugh would finally get the Vegas Golden Knights on the board 5 minutes exactly into the second, getting his 8th of the year from Brandon McNabb and Riley Smith. Thomas Hertl would cut the lead to 3-2, getting his 25th of the year from Korachek and Dorofiev, 9:47 of the second period. Warren Fogle would increase the lead to 4-2, getting his 18th of the year from Philippe Deneau and Garikov. With a minute and 9 seconds to go in the second, the Kings had a 4-2 lead. 4:02 in the third, but Trevor Moore would increase the lead to 5-2, getting his 13th of the year from Philippe Deneau and Warren Fogle, 4:02 of the third. Thomas Hertl will get his second goal of the game on the power play, his 26th of the season from Mark Stone and Jack Eichel, 8:28 of the third. Adrian Kempe would increase the lead to 6-3, getting his 27th goal of the season on the power play from Anze Kopitar and Kevin Fiala, 10:57 of the third period. Brandon Saad will get his 11th goal of the season unassisted, 11:33 of the third, cutting the lead to 6-4. And Thomas Hertl will get a hat trick, scoring with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go, getting his 27th of the year from Stone and Eichel. But unfortunately, Vegas fell 1 goal short of tying the game, so the Kings would win, almost blowing the lead, 6-5. All right, now we're off to Vancouver as the Canucks played against the Dallas Stars. Thomas Harley would kick things off for the Stars in the first, getting his 12th goal of the season from Dadonov and Lyubushkin, 5:17 of the second period. Derek Forbort would get his first goal as a member of the Canucks from Garland and Mancini, 11:35 of the second period. Michael Granlund would score as a member of the Dallas Stars, getting his 16th of the year from Cody Ceci and Matt Duchene. And that goal happened with 26 seconds to go in the third, so the Dallas Stars had a 2-1 lead heading into the third. Jason Robertson would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his 28th of the year from Matt Duchene. 8:26 of the third, like I said. And then Mikko Rantanen would get his second goal as a member of the Dallas Stars, and his 29th of the year from Cody Ceci. And that goal happened with a minute and 8 seconds to go in the game, so the Stars would win 4-1. And the last game took place in Anaheim as the Ducks played host to the New York Islanders. Sam Colangelo would kick things off for the Ducks in the first with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, getting his 5th of the year from Gauthier, Shane Gauthier, and McTavish. Drew Hellison would increase the lead to 2-0 with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second. Increasing the lead to 2-0 for Hellison. That'd be his 3rd goal of the year from Mintyukov and Trevor Zegras. Mason McTavish would increase the lead 3-1 just 43 seconds into the third, getting a power play goal for the Ducks, assisted by Leo Carlson. Sam Colangelo will get his 2nd goal of the game, increasing the lead to 4-0. For Colangelo, that'd be his 6th goal of the season, assisted by Lundstrom, 8:18 of the third. Tony DeAngelo would finally get the New York Islanders on the board with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. That would be his second goal of the season, assisted by Siplikov and Adam Boakfist. So the Ducks would win this one easily, 4-1. And now we'll take a look at the standings. No, you're good. No, you're good. That's good. So in the Atlantic Division, the Florida Panthers are still atop of that division. They've reached their 40th win of the year. They are 40-21-3. They have 83 points. The Toronto Maple Leafs are in second place with a record of 38-22-3. They have 79 points. The Tampa Bay Lightning are just 1 point back of Toronto with a record of 37-22-4. That rounds out the top three for the Atlantic Division. In the Metropolitan Division, no surprise here, the Washington Capitals are still in first place in that division with a record of 42-14-8. They have 92 points. The Hurricanes are in second place with a record of 38-22-4. They have 80 points. And the New Jersey Devils are 34-25-6. They have 74 points to round out the top three of that division. Oops. I didn't scroll down far enough. Okay. The two teams in the wild card so far as of Monday morning. The Columbus Blue Jackets have a record of 31-24-8. They have 70 points. They're 4 points back in New Jersey. The Ottawa Senators have a record of 32-25-5. They have 69 points. They are 9 points back of Tampa Bay, so it's more than likely if Ottawa is going to make the playoffs, they're likely going to finish as a wild card team, considering they'd have to win 5 in a row, and Tampa would have to lose 5 in a row. And let's be honest, I just don't see that happening. Tampa seems to be striking, getting hot at the right moment. Okay, so now we'll take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. So I'm still going to keep the two wildcard teams in the screen just so you can see how close it really is. The Rangers are on the outside, barely looking in, with a record of 31-27-6. They have 68 points. They're just trailing Ottawa by 1 point. So if the Rangers win and Ottawa loses, they could easily swap seeds. The Detroit Red Wings are 3 points back with a record of 30-27-6. Montreal has the exact same record, so both those teams, respectively, are 3 points back of Ottawa. The Boston Bruins are 29-28-8. They have 66 points. They are also 3 points back out of a playoff spot. The New York Islanders have a record of 29-27-7. They are 4 points out of a playoff spot, and the Flyers are 27-30-8. They have 62 points. The Penguins have a record of 25-31-10. They have 60 points. And the Buffalo Sabres have the worst record in the Eastern Conference, at least, with a record of 24-32-6. All right, I'll take a look at the teams in the Western Conference, in the Central Division, and Pacific, respectively. The Winnipeg Jets have the best record heading into Monday, I guess, with a record of 44-17-4. They have 92 points. The Dallas Stars are 42-20-2. They have 86 points. They're just trailing Winnipeg by 6. So there's no guarantee that Winnipeg is going to be guaranteed to finish first in that division. And the Colorado Avalanche are finally back in the top three with a record of 38-24-2. They have 78 points. The Vegas Golden Knights are in first place in that division with a record of 38-19-6. They have 82 points. The Edmonton Oilers are 37-22-4. They have 78 points. The Los Angeles Kings are 33-20-9. They have 75 points. So all three teams are likely making the playoffs in that division. Okay, now we'll take a look at the two teams in the wild card. The Minnesota Wild have a record of 36-24-4. They have 76 points. The Calgary Flames have a record of 30-23-10. They have 70 points. And we'll take a look at some of the teams that are on the outside looking in. The Vancouver Canucks are out of the playoff spot, but just by 1 point. They have a record of 29-23-11. The St. Louis Blues are also 1 point behind with a record of 31-27-7. They have 69 points, just like Vancouver. The Utah Hockey Club are 4 points back of Calgary with a record of 28-25-10. They have 66 points. The Anaheim Ducks have a record of 28-28-7. They have 63 points. The Seattle Kraken have a record of 27-34-4. They have 58 points. The Nashville Predators, who this season could not have gone any worse than what it really has. They have a record of 24-32-7. They have 55 points. The Chicago Blackhawks, no surprise, are at the bottom of the Central Division with a record of 20, 35, and 9. They have 49 points. And the San Jose Sharks, who you can narrowly see, have a record of 17, 39, and 9. They have the worst record in the National Hockey League. So more than likely, they should get the first overall pick, unless for some reason they go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak and Chicago and or Buffalo happen to lose a good chunk of their games. It's more than likely San Jose will finish with the worst record. But this is what happens when you're going through a rebuild or a retool. All right, now that I'm all caught up from Saturday's and Sunday's action and the standings, might as well end this while I still can. All right, so as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative as always. Until next time, and as always, take care.